Testing, testing. All right, cool. We're live. We're live. All right, guys. How's everyone doing? I know it's been a while since I've uploaded videos to YouTube. I was kind of in the process of moving, buying a house, and getting things organized for myself. So I've been gone for some time, but I'm back. I was still trading, still consistently trading, looking at charts. I just haven't been as active as I would like, or as I used to be in the past. But today, I just kind of want to talk to you guys about a trade I took. Um, you know, I want to do a challenge, just a challenge to grow my account as much as I possibly can in a 30-day span. Just practice working on consistency, on a month-to-month basis, and see if I can, scale my account at a 20% increase per day, if not per day. Work on a percentage that is feasible, whether it's 10%, 5% per day, to grow my account. But the trade I would like to talk to you guys about is oil, a trade on oil that I took this morning. I would say about started at around like 9 o'clock, 8:45, 9 o'clock. I took a trade on oil, which was a solid trade, pinpoint entries, technicals all lined up. And pretty much, it smacked my TPs today. And the results of the trade came out to $2,661 minus $86.58 because I took a small position on Bitcoin that, still calculating in today's profits. So it came out to roughly around 25, I would say 2580, 2,580 on profits today. But just looking at the actual chart itself to kind of give you an overall understanding of why I took the trade, why I jumped in at the price I jumped in, and what I look for when taking these trades. So if you look here from a higher time frame, right, going from a 1 week down to all right, so sorry about that, guys. So if you're looking at it from a weekly time frame down to a lower time frame, I always do top-down analysis. That's key to everything. You'll see that from the upper time frame, from a higher time frame, we had price declining, right? We had this lower low, lower high, lower low, or excuse me, a higher low, but a lower high, all taking place. Now, price could continue to go up a bit more, but there's reasons why I took the trade right in this area. And I will go back in time. So looking at chart, we have this upper region here, right, where price is pretty much wicking. We have price turns in that area. And down here, we also have support and resistance, like key level right in this area, right? We have resistance. We also have support. So we know that those two areas are our ceilings and our floors. And then we also want to look at a middle area as just a mid-region, which I found this blue strip here. If I zoom back out a bit further, we had, some type of resistance right here in this area. We had support in this area. And then we also had some more resistance right here in this area. So I have my zones mapped out. And then I also drew this trend line from upper time frame down to a lower time frame because we saw that price was up here. We saw this big wick. We kind of want to capture most of the price. So we see that price came from up here. Price came up to this region, turned around, dropped back down. So we saw that price was back in this region. So I expected price to turn and come back down either to this region or to at least turn and kind of hover in this area before breaking out to the upside. Now, when that happened, I also used Fibonacci. So from a weekly time frame, I came here and used the Fib tool, drew it from this area right here down to here. And we had one interesting thing taking place. Fix this. Top of this wick. Boom. To the bottom of these wicks. We had something very interesting taking place. In this mid-region where we have resistance right here, support right here, we also had price at a 61.8 region. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see something. Let me get that. Hopefully that works out for you guys. So right in this area, we had price collapse and come up to this 61.8 region, right? And we know that 61.850 and 382 are all specific key levels that we want to focus on when it comes to taking positions. So if we drop down to a lower time frame, the daily, we see that, like I mentioned before, from the higher time frame down to the lower time frame, that price got stuck right here at 61.8. Now at 61.8, we see that 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, price was stuck at this region, letting us know that, all right, price may not break out past this zone. So I was focusing on this area here and waiting for significant price movements to take a position to the bottom, to the lower side, to the downside. Simply because price didn't, break out past this trend line in a more dramatic, kind of position. So that's kind of where I stood on the daily. And then after the daily, we kind of dropped down to a 4-hour time frame just to see what's going on. So this is where, price started to get a bit more interesting, simply because we had price doing what looks to be, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So I took a position right around this area, right? Banking that price would drop down even lower. But I also set a limit sell up in this area, a larger limit sell right in this area here. And the reason being is because I figured that price would come up to the upside a bit more before it collapsed to the downside, which price did exactly that. I pretty much jumped in right here, about right there, looking at this area here as a ceiling. So I set a buy limit, a sell limit right here in this region, expecting price to drop back down, which it did. It came, touched that area. There was a bit of drawdown that I experienced, not much whatsoever, just a couple $100. And then shortly after that, I was pure profit, and I remained in profit for the rest of the time that price was collapsing to the bottom side. Now, with that being said, a few things you wanted to, look at is, like I mentioned before, price was falling. We had this kind of channel looking like pattern going on here where price was like falling within this channel. So took my entry right here in this area, right at the top of the channel, and then put an extra sell order right here above the channel, simply because I knew that price would eventually come back down after it reached the zone here. So that's exactly what happened. And if you look at a lower time frame, for instance, a 1 hour, it kind of opens up a bit more, and you start to see the lower highs, lower lows forming a bit easier. You also see where the candles were, where the wicks were. So pretty much you had a lot of this taking place, where price was shooting up, shooting down. But the key to it all is these bearish signals. Check this out, we had a bearish engulfing, really like a doji, but this red candle is larger than this bullish pin bar. Then we had, a bearish engulfing, right? Another bearish engulfing, large bearish engulfing, with price closing full. We had a evening star taking place. We had another bearish engulfing. We had another bearish engulfing, and then followed by another bearish engulfing. So honestly, I envision price falling even more, collapsing probably down to this 57 area. Maybe it'll come to the 200-day moving average of 59.05 before, kind of coming back up to retrace. Of course, sellers get exhausted. It might retrace from here up to this region and then collapse back down to a, 58 or 57 region zone. But for me, I'm done with the trade. This trade here, grew my account more than 20% on the day. And honestly, it was just an overall great trade. Like I said, guys, our key is to just get better day by day. You know, take your 20%, get the heck out of there. Don't even overtrade. Don't try to jump back in the market and make even more money. You know, there's no point. There's no point. The market is going to give you what it gives you, and all you got to do is take what you need to take. Don't play yourself, pay yourself, you know. So I'm going to keep these videos coming back, you know, just doing my analysis on different trades that I take, you know, whether they're wins or losses. I do have losses, but, you know, I'm working on my personality of accepting my losses and talking about my losses, you know, as much as possible. But, you know, of course, we all love our wins. You know, you win some, you love it. But key here, guys, you know, let's get better. Let's rock out. Let's make things shake for ourselves. And let's just keep progressing. And until the next time, you know, if you are new to the channel, you know, I'm going to be dropping a lot of, you know, solid content, doing reviews on the charts that, you know, on the trades that I take, you know, as well as just kind of giving my analysis on different charts and kind of showing you how I go through the process of taking trades. So you'll see a lot of that there. If you're new to the channel, I would highly appreciate it if you guys, you know, like the channel as well as subscribe, you know, just for future content. If you do have the ability to do so, I would highly appreciate it if you guys could share the content on your social medias, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, you know, just to expose it to a larger audience, those that are interested in Forex, those that are interested in trading, you know, to help them out as much as possible. You know, a lot of this content, people are paying thousands of dollars to learn, you know, I'm giving it away free. So, you know, any help, any exposure, you know, I'm very, very, very grateful of. And I appreciate you guys for taking the time out to watch this video, you know, to kind of get my breakdown on US oil and how I took this trade. And I look forward to, you know, speaking with you guys. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And again, don't play yourself, pay yourself.